All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another sort of Walking Dead video for today. Sort of an update on the Maggie returning situation for next season, for season 10. It looks like Whiskey Cavalier's second episode ratings are actually higher than The Walking Dead. Huh? Alright, dudes, so this one might come as some terrible news for you, at least if you are a fan of Maggie from The Walking Dead. This one, I shook my head a little bit. I had to look at it again, I had to read it again a couple times, give my head a shake, call my shrink or something, make sure I'm not going crazy. Had to read it about 5 times to get this through, but it looks like the second episode, get this, of Whiskey Cavalier actually did, according to the wiki, 5.31 million US viewers. So that actually makes it higher than last episode, the Beta versus Daryl episode of The Walking Dead Choke Point, episode 13 of season 9, with 4.83 million viewers. Now, we should preface this by saying, obviously ABC is bigger than AMC. Obviously. Okay, that's not even still. Okay, so that's out there. We all know that, right? It's cool. So you would expect that ABC or these kind of networks, NBC, CBS, these huge, humongous stations are going to pull higher ratings than something like AMC or Stars or one of these other kind of cable networks that are one of the major stations like ABC is. But even still, you know what I'm saying? Like even still, that is just mind blown. Okay, so literally it tied it in the week before. So the week before for Guardians, The Walking Dead did 4.71, and the pilot episode of Whiskey Cavalier did 4.7. So it looks like people actually liked Whiskey Cavalier because the second episode, the checklist, I don't know, did 5.3. So it's actually higher than most of the episodes we've been seeing recently of The Walking Dead pretty much since the first half of The Walking Dead Season 9. So this one is absolutely crazy. It's crazy. So what does this mean for Season 10 and Maggie returning? Well, probably what it means is, unless it doesn't get renewed, which with those kind of ratings, and especially with an uptick after the premiere episode, because usually you're looking at usually you'll get a slide after the premiere. After the premiere, usually less people come back. So when you have more people coming back after the premiere, probably get renewed for season 2. Probably. I mean, we'll have to see, because we don't know. And like I said, ABC does command, they would want obviously higher amount of viewers than another network like AMC. It's hard to compare that way. But I just thought it was absolutely mind-blowing, and thinking to myself, I had to Google it, but it has not been officially renewed yet for a second season or ordered yet for a second season by ABC. But if it continues to do that for all of its episodes for the first season or close to that, I would think it probably will get a second season. Probably. So if that happens, we're pretty much saying, I don't think Maggie's coming back, I don't think you can do it, Kang. I don't think you could bring her back, you know what I'm saying? It's maybe you could bring her back as for an episode or something, or 2 episodes, like a small little part-time type of deal where somebody goes to visit the Commonwealth or that type of thing to see Maggie, to let her know what's going on, and maybe she does 1 episode or like a special appearance or something. But aside from that, at least so far, I'll let you guys know if we get official confirmation that season 2 of Whiskey Cavalier is going to happen, and it's not just going to be a 1-season type of show. But right now, it's looking like, it's not looking good for people who are expecting her to come back. It's not looking good. Then in addition to that, before we get into your guys' Q&A questions, leave your comments below on how you feel about this. I mean, this one is really crazy to me. To think that The Walking Dead could be, you would have never thought that when she left The Walking Dead that, her next show that she would be starring in would be, even more people would be watching that than are watching The Walking Dead. I mean, you would never have been able to predict that. And if you had made that prediction, people would call you an idiot. I mean, it's a crazy type of idea that this new show, Whiskey Cavalier, would actually be able to best The Walking Dead, or more people would be watching it than watch The Walking Dead on first viewing. But that's exactly what we're seeing. That's exactly what's happening. So it's crazy stuff. Long story short, Maggie's probably not coming back, but leave your comments below. Let me know how you feel about this. It just shatters my whole worldview because I think of The Walking Dead as like one of the most popular series in the last decade or two. It's been running almost a decade now, and a series that's created a franchise for AMC. It's this huge. I think of it as like this huge monolithic type of series that you only have a few series like that. Like Game of Thrones is another one, that's huge like that. Walking Dead, Breaking Bad was huge like that when it was on. There's some other series, but there's very few that can be that big. And granted as well, too, will Whiskey Cavalier get 10 seasons? Probably not, but you never know if they can keep it going where it's at or even increase a little bit. Maybe it could even anyway. Who knows? With these freaking cookie-cutter shows, they can just churn out these episodes with hardly any effort. Well, I shouldn't say hardly effort, but they just do it all the time, and it's like, it's what it is. That audience is almost conditioned to understand that type of series and is kind of into it. So if you could just start another series and just right away it'd be, doing that kind of thing, it's like, wow, man, that is really, it shakes up the whole way I see The Walking Dead and everything. It's like, wow, I guess it has been on a long time. Like, to see something like this happen is just absolutely crazy. The next one is about Norman Reedus saying that he wants to stay till the very end of the series. So link will be in the description to digitalspy.com, so you guys can check it out if you want. So he says here, I started the show and I'd like to bookend the show. He said, I'd like to be here when it ends. I just don't know when the end game is. I just don't want the brand to get watered down too much. You got the goose that lays the golden egg. Sooner or later, you got to let the goose fly free. You don't want to kill it. So even he thinks like 20 seasons might be a bit much. He said, continued on, I don't know if that'll happen. We've got a lot of good creative people on the show, but if this show went on for 20 years, it would get watered down. There's no way around it. There's just no way around it. So yeah, even he thinks 20 years is quite a bit, which they may. It'd be cool if he could stay in the show that long. We'll have to see. That's how he feels right now, and I respect, obviously what he's saying. And I appreciate that he's saying that he wants to stay until the very end of the show. But if AMC does want to keep the series going longer and have it be a continuing type of deal for them pretty much every year, then it might even go past season like 15 or something, which would be 5 or 6 years from now. And we'll see if maybe the way he's feeling at that point might even change a little bit. But we'll see. And then it says, Reedus added that although he loves being on The Walking Dead, he would consider leaving if the show lost the core of what it's about. So then he says, if the show ever lost track of what it was, he explained, there's 2 feet on the ground. It's the end of the world. You either fight for this cause or you run away from this cause. But this is your chance to show who you would be in this situation. I think that's what viewers of The Walking Dead related to. If this happened, I do this. When The Walking Dead loses that point of view, I think it'll fade into the ether. So I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as The Walking Dead ending anytime soon or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say here in the video, and it sounds like he kind of understands that that's probably not going to happen either. The only thing that I was saying personally about maybe watering it down too much like he's talking about here is that additional new series they're going to do on top of the others. But then again, a new series can actually, as we just talked about, can actually do pretty well considering, because it's kind of the new thing. It's exciting. It's all that stuff. So maybe it's okay. But I do hear what he's saying that 20 years of this type of thing, or just having it be an ongoing type of thing, pretty much forever, it would be difficult to keep it innovative and keep it creative and keep it going. So we'll see how long it ends up lasting for. Of course, I'm here till the very end, as I know a lot of you guys are. But man, that's crazy stuff. Can't wait to read your guys' comments on this. How do you feel about this? It's just crazy. Nesquick says, hey Trev, do you think the Highwaymen could tie into what happened with Michonne and Daryl? So no, I don't think so. I've seen a lot of people kind of suggesting that, or they think it could be related. Other people are saying maybe that Daryl had to donate, like an organ or something, so they had to do that. And same with Michonne, maybe for RJ or something. I don't know. Something like that, likely is the cause. But I don't think that the Highwaymen would have been involved, because what we're seeing, it looks like, was a pregnant Michonne in this flashback episode coming up. So that's Scars. So that would have been like within the a year after Rick left. So it's been 5 or 6 years. RJ's grown, and it's been a long time. And I don't think the Highwaymen would be any way related to what is going to transpire in this episode coming up. eBag TV says, I love this episode. It lived up to the hype for episode 13, the Daryl versus Beta fight. I think they gave us a lot of hints towards the Pike scene coming soon, like when Henry said that he sharpened the tip of the spear and gave it to Lydia, pretty symbolic there. And Tara's reaction to the Highwaymen was pretty awkward, because they had a long stare at each other. I've already seen some speculation that they may know each other. Beta went beast mode and beat the F out of Daryl, and I think Daryl took Beta's knife, by the way. So he may have taken it. But as far as Tara, she seems like she doesn't know who they are. She's like, who the hell are you guys? Like, what the hell? It's not like just some group of new people just kind of comes, racing in just every day. And it's just, the Highwaymen is such a kind of a silly group to me. It's like a Z group. I don't know. I guess it's cool and stuff, and it's not in the comics, I explained before, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just so. I guess we got to wait to see how I feel about them. It's not bad to have another kind of silly, fun group in The Walking Dead, though. It's usually The Walking Dead is always so serious and dark and everything, so a different direction, maybe for a little bit, might be okay. Dashing David says, do we have any idea what the scars might be from? So those were the ideas before, just some kind of organ transplant or something. Maybe torture if they get captured by a group of villains that joined and then took Judith and left or something. These are kind of the leading theories right now for what we're looking at. Morris, the review guy, says, hey, Trev, very important. Notice the Highwaymen were all dressed up in different costumes. I think the reason they were all into the idea of movies is their previous actors or stage performers from a theater or workers. What are your thoughts? So maybe that's the backstory, is that they're workers from a theater or something like that. And that could be kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. I thought it was so they could blend in with the, the mannequins and stuff that they had as a defensive kind of tactic or something, but they must have known they were coming. It's just a funny scene and everything, and I'm not against it or anything. It's okay. We only have 3 episodes left anyway, and one of them's a flashback, so I don't expect to see too much from them this season. Maybe next season they'll continue on and be something more. But, I did like Jadis's group, for example, the garbage people, right? The junkyard group, the scavengers. I thought they were a good add-in. So sometimes they add in groups that, I like, and sometimes maybe not so much. But we'll see about this group. I don't want to judge them too early, because they kind of just got here, so we just kind of got to see them. So let me know what you guys think about that. Norman Reedus wanting to stay until the very end of the series. When do you guys think that's going to be? And Whiskey Cavalier actually beating The Walking Dead in ratings, and the likelihood of Maggie returning decreasing ever more as more and more people watch that show. Even more people watching that show than The Walking Dead. Head scratcher for sure. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for today. I'll see you guys again soon, probably tomorrow or the next day. As always, it's Trev, and I say peace. Later, guys. See you soon.